Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to round 7 of FTRL. We're here today in Malaysia as we begin the second half of the season. We have actually got quite a few things to run through this evening, but like we said, we are here in Malaysia. We haven't got our championship leader Scuba for the race this evening, which is unfortunate, so we will have a new winner. Be keen to see who gets that. Joining me in the commentary booth, we have got Dale, also known as Fear, also known as FTRL DTF, and many other things. Welcome along, mate.
I'm back. I'm not 100%, but I'm here. We're good. Croaky voice and all. Let's hope for a good race, and hopefully I'm not going to lose my voice.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for doing it, buddy. I much appreciated. Okay, so a few things to run through. As you can probably see, we've got a few new names in the on the grid tonight. Going through first of all the man we're on board with, Rich T Gaming. He's a new reserve driver. We have one other reserve in this evening by the name of Clarkey. So I'll be looking forward to seeing how those boys get on. We have a couple of new regular drivers in terms of Mr. Stim, who we've got high hopes for. I imagine he's going to be one of the favourites for the race tonight, especially with Scuba absent. Then moving down, we have got obviously Chris Bean and Tice joined last week. And then we have got Sparrix and Wide Load Billy, who has actually been disqualified from the session, not too sure why. But yeah,
he was blocking the pit lane.
Oh, okay. Not the best of starts for him then.
No, he pulled off to the side and ran, I believe, to let everyone else through, and the game disqualified him.
Oh god, that's a bit of a nightmare start for him. But let's see how we can get on in the race. So yeah, who's your money on tonight, mate? Obviously we don't know too much about some of the drivers that are here, but if you had to put your money down on people, who would it be?
Well, my money was going to be on Scuba, but a little birdie's told me that Mr. Onto the Podium has got something planned, strategy-wise. I'm not going to give it away because he will kill me for it, and he will not shut up about it. But I'm tipping Mr. Onto the Podium for a good strong finish tonight.
Well, exactly. Well, we've had our first official time, which has been set by Hartzer, who's making his return today, which is nice to see. So he is on a 132.3, which is not a bad banker lap for him. I imagine we'll see somewhere around the mid 131s to be around the pole time, possibly even lower than that, depending on how some of the guys get on. But yes, we've got a couple of guys who have, obviously we've had C. Tice, who's unfortunately DNF'd, he's retired from the session. Ravers has gone quickest to a 32.0, which is a great time from him. So
sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, so I imagine his times will come down, and obviously there's still more than half the grid left to set a time yet. So quite a lot of Division 1 drivers are watching as well, so welcome along, lads, and anybody else that's new. We appreciate your support. What was you going to say, Dale?
If memory serves me right, from last season in another league, I believe my pole time was a mid 31, maybe a low 31. So as I say that, Mr. Stim's gone quickest with a 131.7. So
exactly,
he's already throwing down the gauntlet. So
he certainly is, mate. He certainly is. I'm going to go onto the podium. Who is coming back into the pits? So whether he's going to be changing his strategy, because we did see him go out on the soft tyre, but I can only think now that he's going to. Is he going to come back in and go back out on the softs, or he might just bite the bullet and go out on the supers? But we shall see. We do actually have a qualifying ban tonight from JB, so he's not going to be able to set a time, so we're definitely going to see him at the back. And the last couple of runners to set a time, one of them is Matt Coors, who's just gone over the line to get a 34.7, and then the final one is Rich T Gaming. I'm just going to call him Rich, much easier, otherwise I'll just get hungry. As we're commentating, which we don't want. But yeah, I mean, a good start from Ravers actually, sitting up there in P2. He's going to be happy with that at the moment, and he's got a couple of attempts on Bully Boy in third. As we say, that Rich T Gaming is coming out of the pits. So yeah, I mean, obviously we've also got Sparrix as well, who's another regular driver who's sort of settled into the middle of the pack at the moment, which would be good for him. Smertin's down there in 10th with a 33.4. Like I said, I imagine most of these guys, or pretty much all of them, probably get around into the 32s, I'd like to think. But I'm going to tip the guys in 5th and 6th to have a good race tonight. I've just got a feeling Pagani had a good race in Hungary. He was also going to get a podium in Division 1 until he did the ultimate bottle, which resulted in me getting a podium, so thank you very much for that, mate. And Shay is, I think, the only full-time driver, obviously aside from the new guys, to not get any points this season, but he's been quite unlucky of retirements and so on.
I finally lost that monarchy, so...
yeah, you have, mate. So, but no, I reckon Shay's going to have a good race tonight. I think he's going to finish in the top 5 or 6 coming into the race. But yeah, it's all to play for tonight. Who's going to occupy that podium?
I was going to make a joke then, but after the conversation we had the other week, last week in fact, I don't think I'll make that joke anymore.
No, well, we'll have to wait and see. Rich T Gaming, I think, has pulled out of his lap because he's weaving down the straight. So I'm going to go on board with Ravers. Well, okay, no, I'm not. He's been disqualified from session for going the wrong way. So maybe we'll have to get Ravers some track maps, possibly. Something we can expand on, some merchandise, give all of the drivers some maps and so on.
Hey, that's...
But yeah, I reckon Stim will take about half a second off his time. Ravers has been disqualified, so he's actually lost out on P2 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, what a nightmare for him.
Well, I think it would be nice if I can get some information out of Ravers for that. It's a bit of an unusual one from him as well. Well, it's unusual in general, really, you know, going down the track the wrong way.
I bet he's absolutely fuming at the moment. Okay. I'm expecting a decent time from onto the podium. He's the only one out on the soft tyres at the moment. Not good to see. Just on board with Hartzer with just over 2.5 minutes left of qualifying. Currently in P3. A lot of places to lose traction around Malaysia. It's quite a difficult track to drive, I find. Especially right at the end of sector 2, start of sector 3, this kind of uphill left. It's quite easy to lose traction there.
I mean, personally, I quite enjoy it actually.
Yeah.
It is a track that once I get in the flow, I can thoroughly enjoy it. However, like you said, it is quite difficult.
I think it's a bit of a Marmite track, isn't it? You either love it or you hate it.
Oh, bloody hate Marmite, aren't you?
You hate Marmite, but you love Malaysia. There we go. Okay, Hart's
exactly.
has come on the final corner.
But I love Malaysia.
Hammer down. Is he going to improve? He is. He goes P2 with 1:32.1. So Ravers would still be in second place. Hopefully these guys in front of him don't get in his way. You think he's going to retire now. Pulled off into the gravel. So we'll go on board with Mr. Stim. Coming through this long left-hander. Takes the apex nicely. Cuts back inside. Drops down a gear. Nicely done. Down to 5th through here. Down to 4th actually. Okay. Let's see what his traction's like coming up this hill on the left. Very nicely held. Okay, onto the podium.
Connor is tired.
Yeah, he's set one time on his tyres. And then he's...
very nice time, both of us soft. So
soft tyres, very nice indeed. Okay, Stim coming up behind Shay. Hopefully Shay doesn't get in his way here. Pulls over nicely. Let's stick the telemetry on full. I think he's got enough for one more lap if he wants to do it, but I don't think he'll need to if he improves here. This is going to be a very good time, I feel. 130, 131. He's into the 131s. There we go, 131.3. So about what he's kind of expecting, but he's nearly got a second on second place at the moment. So I don't think he needs to set another time stim. He's only going to be adding more onto his tyre wear. Yeah.
I'm trying to work out if he's backed off or not, because he's still going. He's just over a tenth down in the first sector, but he seems like he's throwing this and he wants to prove a point.
There we go. One thing I will say, Chris Bean up to P4, and he's just starting it.
My boy's doing good.
He is. He's just started another lap as well, right at the end of the session, so the track's going to be at its best. Let's hope he can nail this lap. We've got Pagani and Shea on flying laps as well. Rich T's retired, down in P14, just behind Matt Cause. We can see too much in the way of improvements. Pagani's gone second, 1:31.9. Chris drops down nicely on the throttle hard. Now the most important corner on the track, I'd say. Can he keep it?
No, definitely.
Yeah, keeps it really, really nicely. Sparrows has had a good performance, up in P7. Cuts the corner a little bit more than he would have liked. It's going to lost him a few temps, or maybe a couple of temps, should I say. Yeah, Stim's retired. Comfortable P1 for him. As you've got Chris Bean coming now to the first DRS straight, or second, whatever way you want to look at it. Yeah, and JB's gone out and set a time when he shouldn't have on his quali lap, so not too good. Chris Bean, he's only just missed out on second. Great performance from him. Shea hasn't improved. I don't think we've got any more runners. I think we're just waiting for Matt Course to retire his car. So, the grid as it currently stands is Mr. Stim in first place on his debut by 5.5 temps to Pagani, who's in second, Chris Bean in third, Hartzer in fourth, Bully Boy and Shea on the third row of the grid, with Sparrows alongside onto the podium as the highest of the soft runners, and then Raikkonen and JB, who shouldn't have set a time, but they round off the top 10. Then we've got the two Ferraris of Stefan Smertens in 11th and 12th. We've got Clarkey in 13th on debut, Matt Cause in 15th, and the last person to set a time was Rich in P15, and then we had Tice who binned it, and then we've got Ravers and Wildlow Billy who disqualified. But with Ravers' time, even without improvement, he would have been in P4, so he's going to be gutted with that.
Aye, but the way we've got to look at it now is, ladies and gentlemen, we have a race on our hands.
We certainly do.
It'll be interesting to see as many factors we can pull from this, because it'll be interesting to see if Chris Bean can keep up with Top Park. Exactly. And see what Ravers can do from the back, see what strategy he's going to pull, but also got to keep an eye out for the soft tyre runners. Because if they're going to be playing this straight and playing it safe, if they can push those tyres, they'll go from soft to super soft. The tyres may be dead by the end of the race, but you can do it. You can do it.
Okay. Well, it should be an interesting one if you want to watch the middle of the pack for me, buddy.
I've got that, don't worry.
Fantastic. We are 5 lights at Malaysia for round 7 of Division 2, and away we go. Stim gets a very good start. Pagani as well goes quite defensive on Chris. Trying to tuck up behind Stim as early as possible. Always contact, and Chris has gone for a dive up the inside of Stim. Wow, there's 3-4 cars off. Stim's been pushed wide at turn 1, and now he's clattered into the side of Bully Boy in second. Very aggressive
I've
start.
got Steph on my screen down in 18th.
Okay. Not too sure what happened here. I think it was Chris Bean who was quite late on the brakes, but he clattered into the side of Pagani and Stim and forced them wide, but he has taken the lead, and Stim dropped down to P4. Anything happened your end, mate?
Pagani, oh no, what am I on about? Pagani, Ravers. Oh,
we got a Sauber off.
Clarkey and Matt Cause who came together. Ravers is currently up 4 positions with Wide Load Billy 8 positions right now into 10th. And we've got a spinner, It's Raikkonen, he's doing donuts. Too early, pal, too early. Ty's got a 5-second stop to go, hasn't he?
Well, this has been a bit of a crazy start to the race. There's been a lot of things going on. I saw Stim and one of the Saubers, I believe it was Clarkey, who I think they both had a bit of a wobble coming out of turn 6, I believe it is. And they came together and both cars went flying off in the opposite direction. But yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy one. But as it currently stands, it's this man, Chris Bean, who has taken the lead. Bully Boy's up 3 places, but he's already a second behind. He's got Hartzer very, very close, as well as Pagani. And Stim's going to be on the charge as well, not too far behind. And onto the podium's up 2 places. And Rich has moved up 8 places. He's up into P7. And Pagani right on the back of Hartzer at the moment, basically touching the back of his car. Hopefully Hartzer gives him enough room. So Pagani can take a look around the outside, a bit earlier on the brakes.
And we have currently got Shale and JB both battling.
Oh, Stim's gone.
Shale in there. Who's gone? Who's it?
Stim has had a spin.
Stim? Oh, jeez.
So he's all the way down in P15, so he's going to have to really fight his way.
He's out. He is...
What's he done?
At a barrier somewhere.
Yep, he's lost a wheel. Wow, this has all happened at the start of this race. Very unlike Division 2 this. It's normally all happens in Division 1.
No, Stim's just been caught out by Tice. With Tice's braking. Does he have damage? He does have damage, but Tice lets him go through.
Carwell's just said, a Stim bottle, nothing new.
Yeah.
Okay, we've
Shale and McGravel, he's had an absolute shocker.
We've got Hartzer and Pagani going side by side down at turn 1. Hartzer's got the inside line, no DRS yet, as we've just started lap 3. Pagani's going to be taking a look around the outside, inside line for turn 2. Hartzer is respectful, gives him enough room. Good battle between these two at the moment, which is nice to see. Plenty of pit stops so far onto the podium, up into P5 on the soft tyres. And Pagani, I think he's through. Hartzer's on the grass, they're still going side by side. Great battle between these two. Hopefully there's no contact. They're very, very close. Pagani's got the inside line. Oh, there's contact.
Oh, he's gone. He's out.
Was that from... Oh, was that from that tag from him and Pagani?
Yeah.
Oh dear. And now we've got onto the podium right on the back of Pagani. Nice little rivalry between these two.
Oh, we know what these were like back in there at Hungary last week, so...
Okay,
quickly reply to JB.
Yeah, any incidents into the stewards? No. Rather than stuff going on in the chat. But yeah, pretty eventful start at the moment. So we've had Hartzer and JB, the two retirements. As we are just about to start that Ford Grand Prix, and so far... Okay, what has happened to Chris Bean? Has he stopped? No, he hasn't. So he's obviously lost it. Because he's lost the lead. He's down to P7.
He lost the lead to Bully Boy last lap, start of last lap. However, he must have had a spin somewhere.
He must have done. Okay, Raikkonen, Hartzer. Well, Raikkonen's joined the list of drivers to be retired so far. And now we're just on board of onto the podium as he's coming up to the back of Pagani. Okay, well, given all of the things that have happened, have you seen who's in 4th and 5th place?
I have seen him.
Unbelievable
Rich
start.
T and Ravers are
Up,
currently sat in fourth and fifth.
up 11 and 12 places, so we've had a lot of action, a lot of things to go through. Not too much progress in this battle between these two, but we're going to go down towards Shayo as he is going to be on a charge now. So who have we had pit stops wise? So from wide load Billy downwards, we've had pits. I bet Chris Bean is absolutely fuming with losing out on the lead. Not too sure whether there was contact, whether it was user error, I'm not too sure. Something we'll have to see. Ravers has started on the medium tyres as well and he's up in P5, so he's in a great position. Shay very, very close to the back of wide load Billy. That gap is coming down. Shay's going to have DRS now. Get to open, we're going to go on board on those medium tyres. We've got a yellow in sector 3. Shay taking a look up the inside of wide load Billy, gets the move done. Nice and simple. Billy tried the switch back. Not going to happen, my friend, and Shay gets DRS and he's going to pull away into turn 1. And we have got Clarkey down in 14th with Matt Cause rounding off the final places on the grid. So where is Stim after his earlier problems? He's just got past prototype Steph and he's coming up to the back of Chris Bean now. They're wanting to prove a point in this race, I think. Still in a position to get a good result, but we will have to wait and see what happens. He's a no assist user, I know that much. DRS is open. Coming down to the final corner, as you're going to have to run on Chris into turn 1. Depends on his exit here. Chris has gone quite wide. No, he's not quite close enough.
Right. That's hopefully diffused that situation.
Fingers crossed. Well, Stim's up the inside of Chris, who's moved up into P6. And just as that's happened, onto the podium has got past Pagani.
So this is going to be interesting.
Certainly is.
May I just add how nice those soft tyres look on that yellow
I know. Looks lovely, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, Bully
Nice
Boy
car.
4.5 seconds up the road, and he's on super softs, I believe. He certainly
However,
is.
tyre wear will start to come into effect.
He certainly will. I would honestly say that onto the podium's got a very good chance of winning this race.
Oh, please do not say that.
Right, Pagani is coming to the pits.
So Pagani will potentially be looking for the undercut on Bully Boy?
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly.
Just got to keep an eye on that time between Bully Boy and onto the podium, but Rich is up into P3, Ravers is up into P4.
Ravers, I believe, is, yeah, he's on the medium tyres, so...
He's going to be looking for a long stint, but...
Pagani had wing damage. And Chris Bean's into the pits as well. Is that... Trying to work out... He's strapped on a set of mediums, right? So he's going to the end.
Stim as well has gone onto the softs.
Stim's gone for the softs.
So
There's no way he can make 21 laps.
No, he's gonna do a 2-stop, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But that time between Bully Boy and onto the podium is coming down.
Ever so slowly, but it is coming down.
It's come down by about 4 tenths in half a lap so far. You can see him.
So he must be Purdy must be on the prowl right now.
So
He can smell that he could have this in the bag.
he could have, I know he'll be listening, so let's hope he doesn't let the pressure get to him. But the closest battle on track at the moment is between Sparrix and Chris Bean, two of our newest drivers.
Come on, boys, show us what you can do.
Okay, I'm really gutted for Chris that something's obviously happened to him. Bully Boy has got a 5 second stop go for speeding in the pit lane.
Bully Boy's in then.
He certainly is.
He will more than likely serve this stop go as well tonight. Not tonight. Now.
Carwell is saying that Onto the Podium is going to win this by about 7.5 seconds. But we shall see.
We shall see, and I hope to God he does not hit that.
Right, that time between Ravers and Rich T is coming down. It's come down quite a lot in the last sort of 30 seconds or so. So, I think, yeah, and he's taken those tyres a long way, Rich. Onto lap 8 already. Ravers is only a second behind him. He's on 2 harder compound tyres to him. This is I honestly can't call this at the moment.
Nor can I, to be fair.
I think whoever wins this race is going to be surprised as we are, because I don't think we've got a clue. Bully Boy's put on the soft tyres, it says.
Yeah, he's reading the soft tyres on my screen.
He's looking up the inside of Steph. And he's locked up. Is there contact? No. Thankfully not. But I think this is inevitable. Ravers is within DRS range now of Rich. I think this is a inevitable move down this straight now. Bully Boy.
Bully Boy's Rich, he's in. He's in.
Rich is in, so Ravers is up to P2.
He's pushed those tyres as far as he'll go.
And he's got a 5 seconds well for speeding.
5 seconds stop go.
Never good, but it's onto the podium who leads from Ravers in second place by about 10.5 seconds. Bully Boy's back up into third after getting past Steph. So we've only got onto the podium Ravers, Steph and Tice, who have not made a stop yet. So, and I'll be keen to see whether the 2 or the 1 stop is quicker. Stim goes quickest with a 34.6. A lot of things have happened in this race.
And we're only just not even 10 laps in yet.
Exactly. Right, we're going to go down to Mr. Stim because he's coming right up to the back of Chris. He's going to be looking for a nice move considering what happened in turn 1. Obviously there were different strategies at the moment, so Chris doesn't want to battle him too hard. Stim's going to take a look up the inside. Chris lets him through without too much of a fight. Sensible job from Chris. Just wants to stay as close as he can to him. Other than that, I'd imagine Stim will pull away some now. And then there's not really much else going on. When do you think the soft runners will pit in? Matt Cause has gone.
He's gone. He's just retired. He's retired in the pits. The car's been let back out onto track as well.
Okay, so what would...
Go
on.
Going back to your question. I don't know personally. It's difficult to call. Maybe if you can conserve them and look after your tyres, you'll be looking possibly lap 18, 19. Possibly. I believe the strategy I ran last year was I believe it was super soft.
Did you manage to pull that off, did you?
I think I pulled that off, yeah.
Wow.
However, the tyres were shot. But I'm thinking if Connor, podium, if he's able to pit, maybe 8, 9 laps time, so lap 18, 19. he should be able to nurse those super softs.
See, I've got a feeling he's going to play this safe.
I don't think he will.
But we shall see. He's pulling away from Ravers. And he's pretty much, all but a couple of seconds, got a pit stop on everyone. I mean, if he pits, for whatever reason, obviously, early, he's going to come out in a minimum P3. So he's looking good for a podium at the moment. Pagani's closing up to Steph now. It's down to just a second. And Wildlife Billy has retired from the session. Let's go down to him. I think he's just spun and just retired the car, which is unfortunate to see.
Yeah, he has.
Okay, we're going to Pagani now, who's just over half a second away from Steph. Well, that's much closer now, so Steph's tyre is going to be coming towards the end of their life and Pagani's on a fresh set. Thought he might have gone for that, Pagani, but he's not. He's sat behind him. Taking a wider approach. Coming through turns 5 and 6.
And Podium is still pulling away from Ravers. So
it certainly is. All we just got to do is keep an eye on that gap between Podium and Bully Boy.
Well, as things stand, it is around 18 seconds.
Oh, Pagani's gone off on the gravel. Ran a bit too wide on the exit.
Connor was in. He did.
Yeah, I thought he might do that. I had a feeling he was going to go. He's going to put himself on the medium tyres and see himself to the end. So what we will do is we will go on board with Bully Boy and see where he comes. Well, how far ahead of Connor he is by the end of the pit. Connor is leaving the pits now on Bully Boy. Sorry, Connor's just having his pit stop now. So Ravers Revenge has taken the lead of the Grand Prix. Bully Boy is in second. Steph has pitted. And Pagani might jump Connor here. No, he's not. But if Bully Boy's on a 2-stop, then I can't see anything else than an onto the podium win. If Bully Boy stops again.
Game on, lads. Game on.
Exactly. He's got a good chance of winning. Meanwhile, after a poor start, Shay's up to P8. Chris Bean is in 7th place where he finished last week. And the only person left on track not to pit is Ravers Revenge. He doesn't want to leave it too long. Well, too far into his medium stint. Obviously, he's got a while to go yet. I imagine he'll want to go mediums to supers, but he doesn't want to lose too much time. Meanwhile, Stim down in P6, just out of DRS, right, so just inside DRS range to Rich. Takes a bit too much curb, so he's had to go quite wide. But he has still got DRS, that's going to help him. I don't know if he'll get close enough to have a look into turn 1, depends how good his straight line speed is. And how good his exit is at the final corner. No, I think he's a little bit too far back, but he's certainly going to be looking for a move at some point in lap 13. Okay, as it's died down a little bit, guys, the people in the chat, who do you think is going to get on the podium this evening? In what order? Be quite keen to see if Stim's having a look up the inside. Should be an easy move for him. Yeah, nicely done. Rich hasn't put too much of a fight. No problem for him. And we've got Steph and Shay locking wheels. Steph's got the outside line. on fresh super softs. Much more grip than Shay has. Yeah, he gets it done. Nice move from Steph. Always run wide though. And Shay is right on the back of him. Steph's run wide. Yeah, he's always...
Tires must be shot.
No, these are a fresh set of supers for Steph.
That makes it even worse.
Well, no, I think on the corner before, the sort of fast right-hander, he took a bit of gravel, so he might have just had a bit of dirty tyres going into that sort of swooping right section.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and Sparix is 1.7 seconds behind this battle. But I imagine Steph will close up pretty soon. He's on a much quicker tyre, much newer tyre. He's got DRS. He's very, very close to the back of Shay. Shay goes defensive to the inside. Is Steph going to take a look around the outside of the final corner? Or maybe a switch back? Yeah, he's trying to switch back. He's going to sit behind Shay. Doesn't want to get too close. Shay straight line speed, very impressive. But Steph's going to have the he's run very wide again. Nice little battle this one, P7. As Rich has come into the pits again. But Ravers, he's going to be under pressure from Bully Boy soon. But Bully Boy is going to have to pit again. There's no way those tyres are lasting him. So in my opinion, this is onto the podium's race to lose. Pagani is only 2 seconds behind him, but I think Pagani's going to have to pit again. But let's go up to the battle for the lead. How do you see this one playing out, though?
Between Shea and Steph?
Just in general, the race itself. I'm just trying to figure out who I think is going to get on the podium here. I think it's Connor's race to lose.
Oh, it's definitely Connor's race to lose. Ravers right now. I don't know. He could salvage a P3. If he's going medium to super soft, he will salvage a P3. We know how quick he is.
Yeah, he certainly is.
My other shout has got to be, I can't believe I'm saying it, if Shea can pull away from Steph and stop this battle, I can see Shea doing it, because he's certainly got the pace to go catch up to Chris Bean.
Yeah, certainly. Bully Boy had a look up the inside of Ravers there, but Ravers trusted his line and his traction. And he's regained the lead. He doesn't want to fight him too much, Ravers, because, yeah, the Bully Boy takes the lead. Ravers shouldn't be too worried, because Bully Boy does have to pit again. And Ravers will be on super soft. Bully Boy's weaving down the straight. I think he's saying thank you for letting him through, possibly. Not too sure. But yeah, Ravers doesn't want to...
Oh, Steph's lost. Oh, that was lucky, Steph.
What's happened?
Guess the corner and guess what happened.
Did he take too much curb on that fast swooping right? By any chance?
No, just before it actually. The heavy braking zone into it before you start going up the hill.
Oh,
where the track seems to dip in a little bit.
He lost a bit of traction, did he?
Oh, he's gone round there. He's just a little bit reared up.
Yeah. So, apart from the start, which was quite eventful, it's turned into quite it's an intriguing but boring race, I feel.
Oh, certainly. I mean, it could be worse. I'm currently sat here trying to sort out arguments, as well as commentate at the same time.
Well, respect to you for multitasking, mate. So, in terms of the order at the moment, it's Bully Boy who's in the lead on the soft tyres from Ravers Revenge, who's yet to stop. The only person left to stop on the mediums. Onto the podium, just over 4 seconds behind on a fresh set of mediums, which will be going to the end on. Then we've got Pagani on the softs just behind him, fourth with Stim on the softs as well in P5. Then we've got Chris Bean and Shay, who I think will come into battle towards the end of this race in P6 and 7. Sparix on debut in P8, and then round off the top 10 we've got Steph and Smertins, both the Ferrari drivers. And then we have got Rich, Tice and Clarkey, the last three of the runners. Okay, so Ravers has pitted. Is that a bit premature? He's going on.
He's going on the super softs.
Oh God, that's a risky move. I think that's a bit early for me. I mean, he's going to be quick as he comes out, but towards the end of the race he's going to lose time. But he's going to just come out, well, within DRS range of Chris, so he should really be in P5 very quickly. Stim will have to pit again. You never know. Never know what might happen here. But Ravers, Rich is about a second behind Smertins, just under. Yeah, Ravers looks really quick on those supers already. In that beautiful Toro Rosso car. These are our understudies in the Toro Rosso, Dale.
Hmm?
Pagani and Ravers are our understudies because we're Toro Rosso Div 1.
Oh, they've got a long way to go before they reach
Ravers.
our...
Is he going to, yeah, he lifts off. This is going to be tight if Ravers just gets patient, does it on a DRS straight. Oh, Chris runs wide. Ravers easy move up into P5. Okay, Bully
And
Boy.
he's got DRS, so he's certainly going to pull away.
He certainly is. Bully Boy, Pagani and Stim have all pit again. So that could have been a very smart move from Ravers, because Ravers is going to take P2. I think.
And we're all onto soft tyres.
Wow. Interesting. I thought they would have maybe gone... Well, I'm not too sure. Okay, Clarkey has retired from the session, unfortunately. Down in P13.
Yeah, that's a clout with a barrier.
Okay. So, as it currently stands, let's go on board with... Right, oh, okay. Stim and Shay. This could be a battle to watch.
Oh, God. This is going to be interesting.
This could be intense. Could be fun.
Okay. No, maybe not.
I think Shay might have just let him through there.
I believe he did. That's...
I mean, in fairness, probably not
Stim's
a terrible...
got to pit again.
No, Stim's just pitted.
Oh yeah, he's just pitted there. I'm not with it.
Have a night off, mate. It's alright.
I plan to after this race. I think I'm going to hit me, I tell you now.
Well, I'll tell you what. This man has driven beautifully so far. 22 seconds clear of second place.
He can physically afford to pit again, strap on some supers, and just race away to his heart content.
He certainly could. I mean, that time will come down from Ravers because obviously he's on the super softs. But yeah, and Chris Bean's up into P3 at the minute. But between Bully Boy, Pagani, Stim, my guess is as good as yours. There's a couple of seconds between them all, but you never know what might happen. But I think Ravers might, providing those tyres don't get too bad towards the end, Ravers might hold on to a P2 here, and it could have been even more for him if he didn't have that problem. Bear in mind, Ravers has jumped up 15 places to get up to P2. So he is in a very strong position. But we have Bully Boy, who's closing up to Chris. Chris Bean
At the
could,
rate of knots.
yeah, Chris Bean could be a factor in this race. And what I mean by that is, if Bully Boy has a job to get past him, then Pagani and Stim are both going to close that gap up. So then I think it'll be a straight shootout for that P3 at the end.
Most certainly, indeed. I mean, we saw Chris's driving last week. Oh, the parts of it we did see him, shall I say. He doesn't exactly like to let people go.
No, so
Saying that, Bully Boy has just got past him.
Yeah, he's on older medium tyres. So but there we go. I mean, at the start of the day, if you told me that with 8 laps to go, it would be onto the podium, Ravers and Bully in that order, I would have been quite surprised with the likes of, obviously, Pagani, with Scuba, obviously, who's not here tonight, unfortunately, with Stim as well. But this just shows the beauty of racing. But Bully Boy looks odds on at the moment to get the final podium spot. But then again, he's only 4 seconds behind Ravers, who is on fresh supers, and obviously they will wear off towards the end, but I think he might hold on, but we'll have to wait and see. We've got a yellow in sector 3. Who is that? That is Ravers Revenge. He's in the gravel.
Oh God.
He's going to be absolutely fuming. So Ravers has dropped down to P6, so that's completely changed things. Pagani now on the back
Bean, in only his second race, is currently sat in the podium position. He has got Pagani breathing all over the back of him, though, and Pagani's going to go to the inside. He's going to go for it. We are going to see such a tasty battle, hopefully, building up in these next few laps. Is Chris Bean going to be able to fight back, or is Pagani, Panini? I get mixed up sometimes. Is he going to be able to take the battle to Bully Boy? And maybe that will allow Chris Bean to enter the fray a little bit. However, you cannot write off Mr. Sim, because those fresh tyres of his are going to be much, much quicker than Chris Bean.
Exactly, we've got Steph on the back
we
of...
have potentially got a 4-second scrap, 4 car scrap for second place.
Exactly.
With 7 laps to go.
I think Ravers might have pit again. Okay, Prototype Steph has made a move on Rich for P8. And Stim now is 3 tenths behind Chris. But this looks like a very comfortable win for onto the podium, which I'm sure we will not hear the end of for quite some time. Carwell said I meant 30 seconds when after he said that Connor was going to win this by 7.5 seconds.
It is. Well, by the looks of it, my tip for the race is, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, it looks like my tip for the race is actually going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Just shows that you know a lot more than I do, mate. Okay, Sparix is now on the back of Rich, looking around the outside of the final corner. More grip, better traction. P9 is his, and he's got DRS as well. So Rich occupying the final point scoring position. Smertin's not having the best of races tonight. He's the last of the runners in P12. He'll be disappointed with that. Shame to see, not having the best of luck this season. But Pagani is closing that gap to Bully Boy slowly but surely. only 1.8 the distance, and Stim only 1.5 behind Pagani. So we really could see, as you said, a very interesting battle. Bully Boy's had a bit of a wobble coming out that corner to adjust himself a little bit. I think he locked up ever so slightly. And Pagani's flirting around that DRS range. And as horrible as it is to say, I wonder whether Bully Boy is going to be able to cope with two very, very quick drivers behind him in the shape of Pagani and Stim. Chris Bean has come into the pits again, unfortunately, where he has really got a net pit stop time-wise on Shea, so he'll be going on some fresh super softs for the final 5 laps. And he leaves. Pagani is now within fractions of DRS range to Bully Boy. Hopefully we don't see any problems between these three coming into the race, because it could be quite a spicy end. Really sorry for Ravers. He's had terrible luck this evening. He could have started 4th on the grid, could have been up there with onto the podium, and he was 2nd until he had a moment on the gravel. Bully Boy is locked up. Pagani's had good traction out of that uphill left. Starting sector 3. Who do you think is going to come out on top of this battle, Dal, out of these three?
Out of Bully Boy, Panini, and Stim.
Yeah.
I.
Are you still there?
Perfect time for my remote to die, weren't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. As I was saying, personally, as much as I'd love to see the great and wonderful Panini, or P, or whatever you want to call him, as he has now allowed you to call him anything in the chat, as much as I'd love to see him on the podium, I have got a very, very bad feeling that Stim, is going to come and ruin that party for him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, because the thing is, Pagani's maintaining the gap to Stim behind him, actually pulled away by a couple of attempts, and he's closed the gap to Bully Boy. He's now just over half a second behind. So I think that Stim could be the one to miss out unless he has a flying last couple of laps. And I think it all depends on how quickly Pagani gets past Bully Boy. That's going to be the... he's quite hard to pass, Bully Boy. I've had a few battles with him before. But I think Pagani might get it done by the end of this lap, if not by turn 1 on the next. He's 3.5 tenths behind.
Stim is catching. From what it looks like on the track. This could be interesting.
Pagani, is he going to do it? No, I think he's going to wait. He should have him. We'll take it on board. Oh, Pagani's taking a bit too much curb there. He might not get it done. He needs to. No, he's not going to get it done. Bully Boy straight line speed, far superior. Oh, Pagani. Oh, very late on the brakes. Bully Boy is a... he has anti-lock brakes off, so obviously he brakes a bit earlier to prevent lock-ups. Pagani needs to get this done. We're going to stay on board with him. Good exit. Stim's still not really catching. That time is staying around 1.7, 1.8. Pagani feathering the throttle there. Onto the podium, 21.5 seconds clear. This is his race to win, isn't it? I think even if he pits again, he can still probably win this race.
I would love to see him pit again, just to see what he could do, but I know that even though his cocky, arrogant personality that he has sometimes, He will not do that because he will want to win this and he will want to rub this in our face.
Oh, he certainly will.
And I know he is listening, and I know he is going to be really annoyed at what I have just said. But
Trying to get in his
Connor,
head.
if you can hear me, do not crash.
Some of the guys we've got J Ray Bay and Carl Weld in the chat saying that they really like his strategy call, and it was inevitable that he was going to win with the amount of practice he's been doing it. It just shows, as stupid as it sounds, that practice does really pay off on this game, because I know Connor's been practicing this all day today, and
Oh, he's been sweating it. He's been sweating it so bad. So
he certainly has.
I'll try that again. He's been sweating so bad today for this race. I have never seen the guy so focused and determined on something. Oh, I've not seen it since Singapore last season and the other league we used to be in, when he was hounding me down for a certain reason. Just keep that picture in your head, Connor. I'm pretty sure you'll be fine there.
Just trying to get in his head. I'm wondering whether...
Oh. Go on.
Changing topic slightly, I'm wondering whether Pagani's going to be able to do this. I think it's going to be... Oh, Stim's down to 1.1 seconds. Wow, that's come out of nowhere. So Pagani needs to get this done. Oh, he should have it done here. Oh, Bully Boy straight line speed is impressive. Pagani needs to get this done. He's going to take a dive. Bully Boy locks up in the final corner. Pagani needs a great exit now. Turn it up to Rich. Stay in his slipstream. This is Pagani's chance. Don't do a Bottas. He's gone to the outside. He's gone to the outside. Bully Boy's locked up. Oh, I'll switch back.
Oh, and see, all of this battling is allowing Stim to catch up.
All this contact, Pagani's got it.
He's got it.
And Stim now right on the back of it. There we go, this is what we was hoping for.
Bit of contact once again.
Yeah, Stim's come out of nowhere. So like we said, it was all dependent on how long it would take Bully Boy to get that move done. Pagani to get that move done on Bully Boy, but I think Pagani's going to hold on to second now. But it's whether...
I believe... I remember why. Stim has damage.
Does he really? Yeah, front left.
Yeah, he came together with Bully Boy just after Panini passed him, so...
Right, Pagani's just got to hold strong now. Which it looks like he will, but now this is going to be... Well, Bully Boy has got DRS, so does Stim, but Stim's straight line speed is seriously impressive. This should be a move for Stim here.
Nah, Stim's going to go for this one.
There's his traction at the exit. Very good. Bully Boy's dropped down to fourth. For the time being, they both have DRS. Staying on board with this battle as Bully Boy looks to the outside. Comes into the back of Stim. Yeah, Stim sensible defending. Final lap of the Grand Prix. And is this man onto the podium if he can just keep it together, which I'm sure he's going to. Pagani's going to hold on to second place by looks of things, so now it's going to be between Stim and Bully Boy. I'm not too sure on penalties. I'm not seeing too many this race, in all complete honesty.
No, I'm not either. I will have. I want to have a look and see the penalties, but at the same time, I do not want to miss this battle.
Nah, you don't want to, in my opinion.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is possibly league racing at your finest, and there is a yellow in sector 2 and 3, and I swear to God, Connor, if you have bottled it, he's weaving down the back straight.
Okay, and it's this man onto the podium, come around the final corner, running in lean. Strategy masterclass. He's weaving across the line.
But onto the podium.
Takes the checkered flag. Winner. He certainly is. He's an FTRL winner in his second race. So, seriously impressive from him there. Pagani is going to come home in second, Stim's going to be third, and Bully Boy is going to miss out by 1.2 seconds, dependent on penalties. So Pagani comes home in second, Stim finishes third. Yep, no change.
Bully Boy fourth.
Unlucky, really, really unlucky. Chris Bean coming down now. Shea weaving down the back straight. I think he's happy to get some points. I know he's not particularly impressed with some events that have happened this evening, but not too sure if Shea's got any penalties, because that weaving might have allowed Ravers to get into P6. We'll have to wait and see. Shea comes home in 6th. No, Ravers stays in 7th. So all in all, Ravers up 10 places into P7 when it could have been so much more for him. Prototype Steph weaving over the lines where everyone's weaving, gets himself 4 points. Sparix on his FTRL debut comes home in P9. Great job from him. And Smertens, who was looking like he was going to miss out today, but he has got himself a point. And then Tyson Rich just missed out, unfortunately. As Smertens crosses the line to complete the Malaysian Grand Prix. Well,
I am not looking forward to this after chat.
no, me neither. But hopefully it should be all right. But there he is, onto the podium.
The man, the myth, the legend, onto the
I wouldn't go
podium
that far.
is finally onto the podium.
Oh, for God's sake, he's going to be so angry with you for that comment. But
You know
Pagani,
what? I don't care.
Pagani makes it 2 podiums in a row. And Stim on debut after a very, very impressive qualifying. And a pretty eventful race, finishes in P3. Very, very unfortunate. But yeah, we had a few retirements this evening, which wasn't brilliant to see, but to be expected at Grand Prix, unfortunately. But driver of the day, do we have to really answer that?
No, do you know what? Just to annoy him, I am not answering that question. I am not answering that.
Well, I will. I think driver of the day is Pagani.
No, definitely Pagani.
No, it's got to be onto the podium. Fantastic result, no penalties, and surprisingly, no penalties for Pagani. So there is progress.
You're doing well, Pagani. Maybe one day you will be promoted to the senior Toro Rosso team.
Well, we'll have to wait and see on that. But okay. Anyway, right, we're all done. We've got the Division 1 race tomorrow night, which myself and Dale will be teaming up at Toro Rosso for. So please come and support us for that. But yeah, thank you very much for doing that tonight, Dale. I know you're a bit under the weather, mate, but it's much appreciated.
I feel like death.
Well, anyway, so that concludes the Malaysian Grand Prix round 7. On to Division 1 tomorrow night, and then we are at Monza next week for one of the marquee circuits of the F1 calendar. So I hope you'll join us then. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.